Alexander. Only if Alexander the Great could be reborn 3 days since he died, to see leeches already digging holes on his hard-earned empire, pulling it into shreds like it was the last piece of bread. Rapid pass among 3 vast continents. 7 years, continuous march, subjugating, pillaging, calculating, raising up morale and brandishing reward. Alexander the Great, son of Philip the Fifth. He elected the PA and saw 10 years of Chandrika before he passed. My father saw 83, he lived through 88, saw Murali Ranatunga Darrell Hair, the World Cup in 96. He didn't see Malinda, the Dusra, T20, and when he died, he had no idea of Boxing Day's now forgotten tsunami.
Let's face it, Shadi, we have never been friends despite what they say down here at the center, but never up there. A few of us, yet not postmodernized, or neoliberalized, from our ancient shackles have muted. Mothers are moving, tears carry young to sleep singing.
Where in the cacophony of noise there lies the foundation. By the people, for the people. Men whose Adam's apples are louder than noisy cicada timbrels, as their voices scuffle in the windy plains like fighting kites strung from palms. And in this babel of noise presides over democracy, remembering that a ballot slip is smaller than any Amudaya.
Through the sarong get a breeze. You expect them to say ado, game nang game, api nang ready do. In dread of your almighty power, the sleazy minorities cringe and cover. For some, this truth may be bitter and sour. They will be turned using tyrannical cover. They are fighting for identity. After all, this is a Buddhist country. We have already seen this in history, how monks led us to victory. In the name of Buddhism, they marched with soldiers in unison. For an island that is smaller than a gecko's turd, there is no religion in the world we haven't slurred. Holy wars with the Christians when they came, ethnic war with the Hindus just the same. Should Islam be treated any differently? Stirring up a jihad is a timely necessity.
Now they don't know why, where, who and what babies, monsoon, full moon, too soon and power cut babies. But most of the babes I know and love are all curfew babies with birthdays all the years around. You see, curfew baby, curfew baby, curfew baby, curfew baby, curfew baby, keep you up all night, curfew babies won't put out the lights. My Colombo Symphony Orchestra is the 135 bus, trilling its oratorio, Koala, Cavani, a concerto of 5,000 imported parts, clanking its Manchigalatta cymbals, but didding, trumpets of dissonant horns, violins of gnawing engines, tambourines of tremolo windows, maracas of screws loose, raban of tettering chassis, bearer of bustling combustion, accordions of suspension in suspense. My 135 lurches, it knocks on the front doors of my eardrums, it lugs sunrise aloft, a secular limousine of noise.
Let us walk now along untraveled pathways, cast glance at that which we are conditioned to shun. Let us not stop at stop signs, let red lights not deter. Let us instead step when we are nudged or pushed. Stop. Let us instead stop when we are nudged or pushed. Let us flip the script of being, of seeing, hearing and touching. Let us think, young thinkable, touch, the touch renounce. There is talk of process, of reconciliation and resolution, but no word tailoring those conduits that can only lead not to hearing or see, but a particular letter in the alphabetization of ideology.
The event was organized actually by Rukshan Widyalankara, the architect and who's the proprietor of this place. Rukshan is interested in literature and poetry. A few weeks ago we had an event like this in Kandy at the Hotel Atelier. He just wants to create a space where people can talk, share their work, creative work, literature. Rukshan wanted this to, he has put a kind of a tagline saying that poets defend and critique politics and so on. I believe that we are all political one way or the other, but it's not hard and fast. You can't put poetry in a box, and you can't put poets in a box. You can't put anyone in a box, and you shouldn't. Well, the Sinhala political work in Sinhala literature is far more political across a whole range of topics than English poetry, and I'm sure Tamil poetry and literature should be very similar to that. English poetry is politics, put it this way, it's very limited. It talks about certain issues only. But sometimes it's very broad issues like democracy or human rights and things like that. Of course, they will talk about Lasantha Vikramatunga, Tajuddin and so on. They won't talk about Ranjitha Gunaratne, Dasanayaka and 60,000 others who were killed. They talk about white mans, but they won't talk about Ukusas, Kalubalalu, Kahabalalu, PRA and all the vigilante groups and so on. They talk about censorship under certain regimes, but censorship under other regimes they will be quiet about. But they are products of their circumstances and their choices and their ideological preferences. So you have to understand that and you have to engage with that. I'm not saying they're all stupid, but poetry is sometimes very good.